these are very tasteless pictures, right? And this is lovely. It just harkens right back to what Gertrude Stein said to Picasso, that taste was the worst thing that can happen to an artist, that taste had no place in the making of art. The taste probably ought to be gloriously offensive. And these are really offensive, and so, no, but you know, I was just a silly joke. They're not at all. In fact, they are alarmingly beautiful. If you look at that aquamarine water and so on, I mean, it's incredibly beautiful. Brendan, it seems to me, is capable of generating colors that we haven't seen much in painting. Painting, after all, these are easel paints or on the wall. It's an old-fashioned, venerable medium. You don't expect this to be maybe the place in which something raucous and violent and unappetizing might be happening. But so it's another sort of strangeness to bring this kind of subject matter, this kind of attack into the world of pictures that, you know, hang over people's Chesterfields and stuff. And I mean, they're highly abstract. I mean, abstraction has meant something entirely different for a long time. I mean, what are these? Is this a group of figures? Probably. But if you move up within a foot of them, they will dissolve into striations of hot color juxtaposed. If you cut out 6 inches of this, what would you have when you cut this out? You have a de Kooning, I think. You know, I mean, well, really, you know. It all has to do, therefore, with stance, distance, focus. How much you're willing to invest of your own literary sensibility. How much story are you willing to bring to this? You know, how much are you going to complete it? Is it going to have ramifications? I mean, I mentioned Wagner, which was initially sort of irresponsible, but when you think about it, we have Rhine maidens all over the place here. Brunhilde is, you know, lounging on Teutonic hillsides and so on. I mean, the Wagnerian, you know, comparison is not too far-fetched. I mean, nothing is too far-fetched. It has to do with the embrace of the other. So, I mean, the pictures are really uncivilized. They're about the embrace of the other. And I think it takes a strong stomach. And I would be interested in knowing a collector who was, you know, able to put this over his dining table. That would be wonderful. I think we're all just completely emptied out and stupefied and bored by good taste. And, you know, things are appropriate. I love art to be wildly inappropriate, and I think this has that sort of feeling of inappropriateness about it. It's very creative, you know, for me anyway. I'm really bored with anything less. You know.
But Gary, you do have a couple here that have a Brendan Flanagan in their living room.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, well, then they are to be congratulated. They deserve. I have a Brendan Flanagan medal on that. They should be wearing that. Yeah, well, good. That's great. That's great. I guess there is a whole new breed of collector, in fact, that is an edgy collector, wants to stretch and push. I think that's great. What I hate about collectors is that 6 months after they bought something, they think they did it. I hate that. People think if they spend money for something, they have something acquired it somehow. It's like talk about vampires. You know? Zombies. No, not zombies. Vampires. Zombies are harmless. They just walk around looking weird. The zombies drain you out of it.
Don't you think that that's what they're doing to the artists? And they're like,
well, just collectors acquire.
Present company accepted.
Well, I mean, we can live without collectors, but the best ones are enlightened, brilliant people, and the worst ones are acquisitors, you know. And you can't acquire things, you know, by the cartload and stuff. So. I don't think Brendan is acquirable by the cartload, though. I mean, these would take so much decision. It would take so much commitment and decision to buy one of these really alarming pictures that you could not simply acquire. So, I mean, it has its own self-filtering device probably built into it. Now, I thoroughly insulted collectors. No, we all need them. Yes, everybody needs collectors. God, that sounds so banal, I say that. That's such a boring thing to say.
it's all part of the ecology of the art world.
I suppose so. Which is
Not
also the warming profile. Yeah. Hey, well, I mean, maybe a question for Brendan or for me or for Jimmy or for his collectors.
I see the zombies in it more than the other. I see zombies, I would relate to that far more.
You must overdo the zombie stuff.
No, I really mean that. No, but I think that's where it comes from. Because, well, I do. I don't mean that you are. I just
I
mean
wouldn't
that I
push
think.
that very far, I don't.
Yeah,
I don't think it's so specifically
No,
something.
no, not
no,
specifically.
not
I'm
at
just
all.
saying that
Oh,
that
please
kind
don't do
of
that.
culture tradition.
Yeah.
Very much.
That
Oh, that's
also
more
makes
interesting
sense.
than something.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a lot of that in
So beautifully from
Yeah,
nature.
yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, I
yeah,
find
yeah.
some
It's-
places.
If you look at trees and so,
Yeah.
and look at the colors. I mean, look at this. It's some great color. I mean, who uses color like that, right? Isn't that? I mean, people have used kind of salmon coral, but they've never juxtaposed it with a trills purple before. No, that's really very original. This is very original. Just come at this. It's actually addressed that. This thing, you know, I was like, what's on there? I never brought it up. Primordial.